Yeah, hi, myself K. Shivaji Rao. I'm assistant professor in St. Montes Engineering College in Computer Science Department. Today we are discussing about DBMS. What is the DBMS means database management system. So first of all, what is the contents of the database management system? What is the history of database management system? And application, which application using in database management system, and components of the database management system, and data modules, and architecture of database model, and level of the database architectures, and advantages of the DBMS and disadvantages of the DBMS, and which types of languages using in a DBMS. Suppose we have to take the what is the database management. Data is a raw fact. Raw fact means if you are taking one person, the one person name and age, weight and height, that is the whatever are the raw fact, that is the data. Management system means accessing and retrieving the managing, accessing and retrieving. Suppose we have some registration page we have give some values, name, age and Aadhaar card number and PAN card number, and once if you have submitted button, they have to front end layer to go to back end, that is the access. Sometimes we have need access retrieve from database to front end, that is the retriever. Means we have maintained the all access the database management system. See, what is the history of database management system means in earlier 1916 in database providing in file base is network data model, and late of 1916 IBM have introduced the IMS, the information management system. This is the hierarchical data model. And 1970s and Dr. E.F. Scott introducing RDBMS, the relational database management system. In 1980s, our relational database management system IBM again introduced in SQL Server, and late 1980s and 1990s DBMS servers and extended systems is allowing suppose images, text, videos and audios, everything you are storing in a database. In database system, which application using in a database? Few types of applications of banking, online and healthcare, and ride sharing concepts, and sales and manufacturing. So what is the banking sector, how to use? Suppose we have one person have an account in bank, they have credited and debited. In case if you have any bank informations, all everything is maintaining in a banking sectors in database. And online and healthcare, the patient and doctor information and patient information and admin information in specific different types of a systems of using in a different types of a data using in a healthcare systems, and sales and manufacturing also using manufacturing companies we have to. And next, what is the DBMS component? They have hardware, software components and data and people. The what is the people means the users. There are so many types of the peoples: application users and sophisticated users and native users and DBA. The what is the native users means he who don't know the about the database, that is the native users. Who do the application level? Application level means if you have to do any programming language, that is the application users. The DBA means have who give the privileges, means access to, means different access due to different users, that is the DBA, database administrators. And the data is a raw fact, the some whatever we have the information that will have data. So what is the software, which type of a tools using? Suppose we have so many types of a softwares are using, that one is SQL, DB2 and MongoDB and SQL Server and MySQL. And hardware means secondary storage, where we have storage in system, means system based storage, that is the hardwares. And what is the data model? The data model means structure of the DBMS. Structure means some how to architecture, how to designing part. See, we have few types of a data models: object data model, physical data model, and records data model. The records data model also is few types: hierarchical data model and network data model and records data model. So what is the hierarchical data model? Means it is the tree structure. Means if you have the parent and child and super and sub. See, this is the some DBMS have popular is introduced in 1960. Is introduced in IBM. IBM company have introducing in this one information management of system. Oh, this is the hierarchically. Suppose we have taken in college and department and infrastructure. The college have the different type of courses. The courses and teachers and students. The courses have theoretical and lab. The teachers different types of non-technical and technical. Students different types of branches. This is all have using in a hierarchical process. And next one is network model. Network is a some one connection to another connection. Means if you have the network model, have primitive model of the many to many relation in data. It is this one is introduced in 1971. This is the this is how to formal of the agent. Suppose agent have clients and enterprises, and enterprises to have using the clients using the payments and engagements. And relational data model. Relational data models means you are using in a relation to one entity to another entity, means one table to another table. Means they have relational data models. Means if you are introducing in a 1970s, Dr. E.F. Codd is introduced this one. This is there are four types of relation data models. This they are having in a one to one, one to many to one, many to many. They have also known as unary, binary, ternary, and n-ary. This is also called. They have specific models have using the, first of all, before we have discussing in relational data models, we have using in ER models, ER diagrams. The ER means E for entity, A for have attributes, R for have relation. The what is the entities? The entities have few types of entities, the strong entity and weak entity. The what is the strong entity means strong entity of which one we are using in a primary key, that one is strong entity. And weak entity is no one not using in a primary key. What is the attributes? Attributes, four types of attributes: key and multi-valued and derived and composite. The what is key? Key is a uniquely identified the row in a so many. We have the so many rows in a table. Suppose we have the 1,000 rows in a table, but I need to some specific each and every table how to find out the uniquely find out. That purpose have using in a key. The keys have so many types of key: primary key, unique key, composite key, and compound key, and alternate keys. And what is the compound? Composite means how is extended. The extended means suppose we have the name the first name, middle name, last name. That is how the composites. Like multi-valued, suppose we have give the some one person name, mobile number. That we have so many mobile numbers. One person have twice mobile numbers. That's why using in a multi-values. The derived have some data, but automatically have to calculated some values, some database values mean data birth. Suppose we have to born in suppose 2010, have the 2025. They have to 15 years automatically have to consider that's one. Next, what is the properties of the relational table? Where value is automatic and each row is uniquely identified, and column value is the same kind, and each sequence column is include facts, and the sequence rows in a significance, and each column has been uniquely identified. Suppose this one is attributes, this one is column, this one is row, this one is column, this one rows. And next one is object data model. The what is the object data model? Where we have using in a method based models. The object data model is functionally based programming language. This is the more than have storage. The functional basing means where we have using this a method concept. The have major benefits of this is this of the applications and database developed in this data model language of environment. The objective base you have defined. Suppose you have method base, how data have to define. Here you have get speed and get fare, and road transport and water transport and air transport. The architecture of architecture of DBMS. The what is the architectures? The main architecture of DBMS they have using in the first of all users and programmers and query processors and storage memory and disk data storage. First of all, we have to do they have any earlier this is the first of all users. They have to first users is sophisticated users and online users and native users, this type of users. Say they have to few types of levels also using here: external level, conceptual level, and internal level. What is the external level? External level means we have the view level, and conceptual level means or logical level, and internal level means if you have the physical level. See what is the internal level? Internal level, whatever we have the data in depth and storage in secondary memory, that one has the physical level. And conceptual, where we have do the some logical concept right in that, where we have using that one is conceptual level. The view, the users is a viewers, this is one is a external level. See here we have introduced the external level. They have the external viewers, they have users, one user users, and extensive mapping. They have to conceptual level schema, some logical programming, any SQL programming writing in here in conceptual, and internal storage in a database in storage in internal level. Finally have storing in a database in a hard disk. See, the have external levels have to consist of the logical records and the relational in the external view, and conceptual have written for the some logical concept, whatever we have logical concept right in a conceptual level. And internal level whatever have the physical level, means whatever the hard disk data in storage, that one is a internal level. See, what is the advantages of where we have using in database? What is the advantages of the database? See, the advantage, first of all, sharing the data. How to share? Where we have to sharing? But what is the process of the database sharing? Suppose we have to so many users. Suppose they have the database, the DBMS storage. Suppose this one is database, API and API, application one and user, application wise and user wise. How to share the data in a database. Next, what is the data consistency? Consistency means, suppose if we have data is equivalent. The how to means, suppose we have to, I have one bank account, I have 1000 rupees in my account, I have deposit in 200 rupees. In 1000 minus 200 is 800. But first of all I have 1000, and next 800 plus 200 is 1000. Both are equal. That is the consistency. If you are not equal, is not consistency. This one I have database have specifically maintained in a consistency format. The next one is integration. Integration have this suppose we have to source, we have different types of a database, we have to need to source. Suppose source 1, source 2. Have data source handle and source handle 1. The query processor and conflict. Equally, finally have users. They have two types of a databases have handling the one user. This is the integration process. Next, have control over concurrency, means how to control, how to do, means if you have dependency. Suppose we have changing in a physical level. Suppose when we have changed the physical level, it does not affect in a logical level. When we have changed the logical level, does not affect in a view level, means external level. This is the means consistency, how maintain, where we have not inflect, means when we are not getting in a data redundancy. In case if you have data redundancy, if you can compulsory get the data consistency. Data consistency, inconsistency, if you have to face the problem. See, the database, the product DAO and discount and enter the how days, order services, order have controlling. Next one, backup. We have the data, but how to backup? We suppose we have some, in case sometimes if you have to lose the data, that will have to face the problem. That's why we need to have take the backup. Whereas data backup handling is C. The backup is support, we have to take the backup disk and database, we have to go to backup. And in case again you need to some, anytime if you have used the backup, have need to some restore. First of all is backup, after then restore. This is the data recovery process. And the data independence. The data independence means if you are not affect, suppose we have to physical level change, if you not affect in a logical level. Suppose if you have to change the logical level, if you are not affect in a view level, means external level. Finally, this is the data independence. See, data security means if we have to so much of data, but how to do the security? Security means confident, integrity and availability and confidentiality. And what is confidential means security. If you have give the some passwords and whatever they have, the confidentially have maintenance. Integrity means if you have the source of the databases, so many sources, but if you have to do the process is easily or not. Sometimes if your data is not retrieved, that time you are faced to so much of issue. That's why the integrity process working are fine. Next one is availability. The which data is available, we have to find out that purpose I have using in data security purpose. And next, what is the disadvantages? It is one is cost of hardware software. The cost is very high compared to file. File is very less. The data, hardware and software cost is database is very high. Next is cost data is in conversion, and if it is have to technical, if you need to compulsory how to technical stuff. And what is the sometimes if you have database also damages. Next, database languages. They have to so many types of database languages. We have to suppose we have data definition language. The data definition language is the DDL, and this is the create, drop, alter, truncate, and rename. Data definition language. The data definition language specifically it's maintain the column wise. Column wise have data definition language. Suppose we have to create is a create table name, column name, data type, and what is the drop is the entire totally table in a deleted in a database. Alter means suppose we have changed the table name or column name. Alter table name, add column name, data type. Same alter table same truncate is a only totally all rows is deleted, but column is have, but rows only deleted at a time. Next example of the Data definition language C. Create table object, create table name, and suppose create a table name, column name, data type, and data type 1, data type 2, data type means suppose I take a create table name is employee id, data type, and employee id data type is a int, and the employee name data type is a varchar, and employee age data type is a varchar, and alter means suppose add the column, add the new column. I have employee id, employee name, and employee age, but I need to employee address. See, alter table name is a, suppose I take a employee add new column is employee address, and data type is a varchar. Next drop, delete the object from the database. Means delete the object means whole data or totally table permanently deleted in a database. That is the drop. Next one is truncate. Truncate, remove all the records in a table, but the specific allocated in for the records remove. Means if your column is have, but all the tables, suppose we have the 1000 rows, but I need to totally delete 1000 rows. That time using in a truncate. Next one is rename. The rename is suppose we have to change the table name and change the column name. The what is that alter table name. This is the alter table name is this one, table name is previous table name, and rename to new table name. Suppose I have employee, previously I have employee table name, alter table employee rename, and suppose I newly take a student. The next one is data manipulation language. The data manipulated means suppose we have some database, we have insertion means I have to delete it, update it, where we have the row changes, when we have the row changes, that is the manipulated. Means if you have changes the values, sometimes if you have changes, they have to data manipulation language, they have to insert, update, delete, and select. The select, if you have the sometimes have data manipulation language and data query language, no issues. If you have to insert, update, delete is a data manipulation language. The what is the insert? Insert means suppose we have to employee id, employee name, and employee age. I have 10 rows, but I need to some another row. The insert into the table name, and the what is the mentioning the column name and value, which value you have to mentioning the rows. That is the insert cell. Next one is update. Update means suppose we have to employee id and employee name. You are changing in employee name. Suppose xyz employee name changing instead of xyz abc. They have to updated the name. And deleted. Deleted is a specific row is deleted. The difference between truncate, drop, and deleted means the drop is a entire row is entire table deleted in a database is permanently. The truncate is thousands. Suppose we have 1000 rows at a time deleted in a 1000 rows in at a time. But deleted specific row, I have 1000 row, but I need to only one row deleted in 549 is deleted. That time delete from table name where the suppose emp id equal to 549. That is the delete command. See, the next one is data manipulation language, DML queries. See, select retrieve from the data, select star from table name. Star means all column is defined. Next one is select column name, column 2 from table name. Suppose we have to select column 1 is a emp id, column 2 is a emp name, and from table name is a emp. Next, insert. How to do the insert? The syntax: insert into table name. Insert into table name. Suppose I have employee. Insert into table name, column name, employee id, employee name, and employee value. Value means whatever we value give. That time suppose employee 1, the name is xyz, the age is 20. This is the inserted the row in a insert value. Next, update. How to update it? How to update it? Suppose I give the xyz, the instead of xyz, I gave a abc. That will have to update the value. This is the updated syntax. Next one, what is the data control? Control mean have the access. Mean how to control. They have to this one how to this controlling access do the DBA, database administrator. The database administrator, the controlling data controlling languages, they have the two types, grant and revoke. The grant means give the permission. Give the permission. The who they give the permission, the DBA, database administrator, give the permission to developer. This is the grant. And revoke. Whatever have the grant permission, the revoke is a remove that permission is revoke. See, grant SQL command is specifically using the privileges. Privileges means to give the permissions. This is the users, object users. This is allowing the grant permissions. And syntax, grant privileger name. Suppose whatever we who need to access, that is the privileger. And object is user 1, user 2. This one maintain. Next one, revoke is remove the permission. Whatever we have give the permission, that one have to revoke the permission. Revoke means they have remove the permission. They have, see, grant give the permission, and revoke is remove the permission. The syntax of the revoke: privileger name, object name, the username and public role names. Next one is, and transaction control languages. What is the transaction? The transaction means, suppose we have using the transactions, suppose the ATM example, I have in my bank account, I have in 1000 rupees in my bank account, but I deposit, I withdraw 200 rupees. The transaction, all, suppose I start is active is okay, active is a partially committed is end. But in case sometime is fail also end, fail and aborted and end. Suppose they have to begin the transaction, first start the transaction, the begin transaction name, which time transaction name have to mention. The commit, what is the commit means? They have permanently save. The permanently save means, if you do the commit, you can't change anything. And the syntax of the commit: begin have transaction, whatever you have the transactions that deducted, suppose 150 from the account name, the updated set balance we have to mentioning. This is all they have to do. Commit, they permanently saved in a database. But see, the rollback means, if you have the rollbacks, when we have do the rollback before commit, they have to do the rollback. In case if you have do any manipulation language, suppose insertion, updation, deletion, suppose insert the one value, after then you have to do the commit statement you write, that is can't change anything. But when we have the, if you no need of any value, that will have the rollback transaction, undoing the changes that made since this beginning of the transaction. We have to return back of the values, rollback. Save point means, if you have the save point values, see, if you need some, whatever, I have 1000 rows, but I want to change only 10 rows, starting 10 rows. That time I only have to save point, only 10 values only save, that's it. But remaining is not caught. Next one, save point syntax is save point and save point name. This one is transaction control languages. See.
No. I'll do this. We have 8 minutes, sir. Continue.
Yeah, how to create the table? Suppose EMP table. How to create? Suppose create table name. Table name I took a EMP. Suppose example EMP. And column name. Comma data type. Column name 1, data type. Next, column name 2, data type. This is the creation of the table. Next, how to insert the values? Insert into table name. Table name EMP. Suppose I took the column name EMP ID, EMP name, EMP age. EMP name, comma EMP ID, comma EMP age. See, suppose I have inserting the values. The values is name XYZ and employee ID is 1 and employee age is suppose 20. The data how to insert in here: EMP name, EMP ID and EMP age. See, XYZ 1 and 20. This value have to store in a table. Okay. Next, how to update the table? Update. Suppose table name, I have table name employee. EMP update table name. set. I change XYZ instead of ABC. Update employee set the column name, the EMP name. A, B, C, D. Where condition EMP ID 1. This one is whatever we have the XYZ values, the instant of XYZ, the A, B, C, D is a stored that one. The next one is delete. How to delete in a row in a table? Delete from table name is employee EMP. Where condition, which row we have to delete it? Suppose I do delete the one row. Where EMP number equal to 1. This is the deleted. Next one is how to do the truncate. Truncate means all row deleted in at a time. Truncate table name. Table name is a employee. My table name is employee EMP. This is truncate. How to do the drop? Drop table name EMP. This is the drop. And next one is alter. Suppose I have EMP ID, EMP name and EMP age. I need to EMP address. Add some another one more column. See how to do alter table. The table name. Table name is EMP. Add another column. Add another column name is EMP address. EMP address. The data type of a EMP address varchar 50. This is the alter, add the column. See next here. The what is data, what is the DBMS? The DBMS is a, first of all, before we have using in a file base. Suppose we have took the one person. The one person has different types of a properties. The one person have the name, mobile number, weight and height and age. This is all the data. This is the raw fact of the data, raw fact of the person. This is about the data. Suppose I took example of mobile. The mobile company name, mobile price, mobile name and storage detail and battery backup and processor. Suppose whatever, which mobile, suppose example I have Samsung mobile and price out to 20,000, the model, which one. This is all the information of the database. How to format means which type of format we have the data, string values and number values and audio data and pic values and video values and this type of a data storing in a database. This is the collection of data, means if you have different types of a data has storing in a database. This is the collection of data, means audio, video, string and numbers. This all formats storing in a database. And next one is that the data have, this is the relational. Suppose we have taken some college. See, the college have the file base, have the course. I have maintained one course. The student information, the student and teachers, the teacher information, that student is teacher and course. All the information this have stored in a DB database. Suppose I took an example of SQL. All the information is in a collected database, the SQL. Suppose example of SQL database. Whatever may be SQL or Oracle or MySQL, whatever. This is the one database I storing in a database. The next, how store the electronics in computer science. The how to use the computer wise. The computer wise means if you have to use the integration process. Suppose we have some text files and this one is servers. This is a file based, this is a server based. The huge amount of data has storing in a servers. Suppose we have some administration. The administration information stored in text files and servers. Suppose we have to some integration the system defines some information in a storing in a database. They have to collection of a database, all the information storing in a database. Next, in systematic manner, the company database. How to maintain the, suppose we have to company database. What is the company ID, what is the company name, which project we have to handle. This all the, suppose we have some department table, we have took the department, they have some department ID, the department name. Suppose I took in department 1, the department name is a so suppose I have research department, second one is development. The DID and DNAME is the attributes. Attributes are fields or column, both are same. Tuples or rows are same. See, employee ID, so employee ID, employee name, designation, salary, and DID. See, one employee ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. They have the employee name. We have the employee name. This is all the rows. This is employee table rows. This one is have to all the rows. We have to tuple. This one is tuples and this one is column. And data, the DBMS have management system. The how to do the managing, how to the access, how to do the managing the database. See, the server, the retrieving process. They have to data have the retrieving to user. Suppose we have to manipulate the data, the data DML. Suppose insertion data. We already have to discuss about the what is the DML languages, data manipulation language, insertion, updation, deletion. Then managing the accesses. See, next one we have to database management system. Suppose we all have to file based database, man, text based servers, and totally have to storing in a DB and database. This one have to person informations. All the suppose we have to person wise, we have to mobile information. Suppose person name and height and weight, whatever we have the information, we have to storing in a database. We have to whatever we have to choose the SQL or MySQL and Oracle or DB2, and whatever we have to choose the information storing in a database. Suppose we have to model number, storage, how much of capacity, each and everything has storing in a databases. The database have to whatever we have, so many databases, we have to ER diagram wise also ER diagram, and architecture is SQL, and any logical concept have maintaining in a mathematical also we have to using in a database. All types of a data have been storing in image format and audio format and string format and number formats. This is all collection of data having storing in a database system, database. And it's